I still smile every time I watch that intro and I see the image of Aaron Rodgers getting sacked. It makes me so happy. Good morning, everybody. This is the Boom or Bust show every Sunday, 10:30 a.m. And we've got Sully back this week. He was on vacation last week. Actually, you had some personal stuff. And Bryce, we're trying to get Bryce to fix his backdrop. Like, it's just ugly. There's a lot of Patriot stuff there.
They are signed, people. They are signed.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help. They're still
your brother and your uncle. Doesn't matter.
Bryce signs them himself, and then he's like, "Oh, I got
Willie McGinnis."
All right. How are you guys doing this week? Did you guys have a good week? How's it? Okay, this is the midpoint of regular season for fantasy, right? Because now that we have the 18-week season, we have buys through week 14. Most regular seasons are going to be 14 weeks. How are you guys going to be sitting, do you think, after this week, midway through the fantasy season? Are you excited about it, or are you a little bummed out there, Sully?
I think where I want to compete, I'm doing okay. So I have a couple of 5-1s, some 4-2s, and then the ones where I'm trying not to, I'm also doing what I want to do. But this week's nasty for me. So I got a lot of Vikings, I got a lot of Bills, I got a lot of guys that aren't playing this week. So I'm not expecting to wake up Tuesday feeling great about week 7, but it's only 1 week. It is what it is. And after this week, I won't care because I'll have them back for the rest of the season. So I think I'm okay. Not doing too bad. How about you, Bryce?
This is an important week. There's a couple leagues I'm doing all right. I'm 4-2 in, and then the playoff picture. And then there's like 2 or 3 where I'm 3-3. So this is kind of a must-win week. Luckily, I'm not really suffering from a lot of bye weeks this week. I've got a couple of Jalen Hurts, but I've got solid backup quarterbacks and 1 QBs, and so it's going to be an important week. So we'll see how I feel either tonight or after tomorrow's game. So, what about you, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of my bigger leagues, 3 of my bigger leagues, I'm at least 2 of my bigger leagues, I'm at least 4-2. One of them, I'm 6-0. The new league that we started this year, the best ball. So that's going pretty well. But then the one where I'm the reigning champion, you've heard us talk about it a lot on this show. I'm leading in points by 49 points, and I'm 2-4. So that's how well that league's went. It's just every week I face the first or second high scorer and get beat, and it's just awesome. So hopefully I can turn that around. The first year I started 0-6 in that league as the second highest scorer and still made the playoffs after starting 0-6. So I'm not out of it yet because Bryce sucks.
I'm purposely losing in that league, so I am
trying to here's the thing, right? I literally just traded for Alvin Kamara from Bryce, and then pictures come out of him stomping the guy. So now I'm like, oh, shit, maybe he's not going to make it through this year.
And he traded Pacheco in a first, and then Pacheco gets announced as the starter today. So it was good for me.
I don't think Pacheco's that good anyway. So
we're going to find out. We're going to find out.
Oh, are we going to find out? Did you not see that video in the preseason where there was a hole, it might have been week 1 that was this big on your 27-inch screen, and he missed it. He ran right into the guy instead. I don't think
he'll get better.
Ronald Jones 2.0.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I don't think Pacheco's necessarily the next coming, but he's better than Rojo.
I don't know. At least Rojo is fast, so if he did break through, he
must be somewhat better than Clyde Edwards.
Pacheco can fly.
Not like Ronald Jones.
Yeah, he's.
I don't know about that.
Ronald might be Jones right. Like a 4.4. I don't think.
I thought Pacheco ran on like 4.36 or something stupid.
Oh, maybe he is.
I don't really care about 40. I don't really care about 40s anyway. So
he doesn't look fast when I watch him. So
he looks twitchy. Like he looks like he's like at least quick.
Looks like he's got a heroin addiction or what?
No, twitchy. Like he's just like agile. I should say.
He runs hard. I think he's going to get hurt if he keeps. Hard. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, 4.3. He's right. He ran a 4.37, so he's quick.
Who was off by 0.01?
He doesn't look that fast when I watched him, but
that goes to show you what 40 times mean.
That does. Game speed, 40 speed, completely different, right? So we got Michael in here. He was waiting. He had this question in before we even hit that go live button. Kenyon Drake, Damian Harris, Rashad Bateman. I need one as a running back and the other as a flex. Who are we going with? I mean, I'm starting Kenyon Drake. I know Gus Edwards is back, but he's probably going to get eased in after missing all that time. I still expect – I mean, Kenyon Drake only had 10 carries last week, right? So that was with Dobbins basically leaving early and everything. So I'm going Kenyon Drake for sure on one. But where are we going with the second one? Because obviously Damian Harris was out, but Stevenson has been balling out. And then Rashad Bateman, we haven't seen him on the field for very much. So where are you going, Sully? Are you agreeing on Kenyon Drake, or are you?
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the easy way out here. I'm going to play Bateman as my ceiling and Harris as my floor. I think Harris will still see, even with Ramondre doing what he's been doing, 8 to 10 to 12 touches. And Bateman needs the big play to be relevant. He's not a volume type of receiver. So I think with that being said, he could take the lid off and score very easily, like we've seen him do a couple of times this year. But Drake would definitely be the guy I start, and I think I'm going to flex Bateman for ceiling and Harris for floor. Bryce?
Yeah, it's Kenyon Drake for sure. Both going to be in split backfields. I'm taking the guy that I think has the better touchdown upside with Kenyon Drake. And then I'm just going to go Rashad Bateman in general here. Damian Harris has no PPR value. So unless he finds the end zone, he's really like kind of irrelevant when it comes to fantasy, where Rashad Bateman could still get like 3 catches and 30 yards and still put up what Damian Harris would put with 12 to 15 touches and no touchdown. So I'll take Bateman and Kenyon Drake. Rick?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. You kind of talked me into, I'm not a big Damian Harris fan anyway, so that made it pretty easy on me. I will go Kenyon Drake and Rashad Bateman. It is kind of tough, both of them being Ravens and whatnot. Yeah, I just think, isn't it crazy that we're back to starting Kenyon Drake?
He looked pretty good last week.
It's been 2020, the last time we threw him in a lineup and felt even decent about it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
CMC or Chuba? This trade got me in a bad spot.
It's CMC for me. Pretty easy. I really don't know if it's going to be Chuba or Deontay Foreman, because Chuba last year was just not efficient at all when CMC was hurt. And Deontay Foreman was efficient when Derrick Henry was hurt last year. So I expect it to be a split backfield, but I wouldn't surprise me to see both these guys get the same amount of touches. And who would you rather have in the same amount of touches?
Foreman wasn't really efficient, though. He got a lot of work.
Well, didn't he average like 4-point-something yards per carry? I feel like he was pretty efficient in. Let me see here.
What, Tennessee?
When I logged all the carries for all the running backs, he was like right around average, below average on just about every metric.
Yeah, he averaged 4.3 yards per carry. So
but just had I think that the average last year was right around 4.3, 4.4 yards per carry. So I was just saying he wasn't like uber efficient or anything. And that was in comparison to a much worse offense.
Yeah, in comparison to the 3.6 that Chuba had, it's not. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I just don't want any part of any Panther running back.
Yeah, me neither. I don't either. No. I'm starting CMC where I literally just traded for him. I just made 2 trades in the past 2 weeks, and it was Alvin Kamara and CMC. Which CMC is going to be good going forward, but this week might be a little suck a little bit. But yeah, I'm going CMC. He could touch the ball 5 times and do what Chuba does, touching it 16 times. So
yeah,
I'll take that.
They could all be 5 receptions, really.
True. Lil Spark says DJ Moore or Zay Jones to start. I think you got to go Zay Jones. Is anybody's? I mean, I'm not starting DJ Moore right now.
I think when you take a look at this question, you have to take a look at the target share that Zay Jones is getting, and it's upwards of 20%, I believe, or a little bit higher. So, back to the previous question, I don't want to start any Panthers running backs. I don't want to start any Panthers, period.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go with Zay Jones here, and it's not close. And I love DJ Moore.
I thought I was going to get scolded or something for picking Zay Jones over DJ Moore.
No.
Bryce,
not by me. Not by me.
No, this is a terrible matchup too. They're against Tampa Bay. DJ Moore is just going to struggle this week. This question though makes you aware that he is a good buy low and a lot of not redraft. I would probably just steer clear of him in that. But man, dynasty leagues or even like some keeper leagues where you keep like 9 or 10 people, he could be a steal right now. So, but Zay Jones for me as well.
Let's just say this: if Zay Jones is like your wide receiver 5 or 6 in a redraft, and you can trade him straight up for DJ Moore and then cross your fingers and hope DJ Moore gets traded to Kansas City or Green Bay or some of the teams that have been linked to him, I think it's worth a shot, right? As long as you've got the starting wide receivers ahead where it's not going to kill you if DJ Moore gets stuck in Carolina. But I think that's kind of a move that you could make if you're in a good spot with some good depth at either. I mean, even if you have a 5 running backs or 6 running backs that you could trade one of them, right? DJ Moore is going to be cheap and could end up being a big boon because I think we all like his talent. Like I've been critical against him for the last 2 years, but it's because of that quarterback play. When it's Darnold, when it's Baker Mayfield, when it's Cam Newton, when it's PJ Walker, like the quarterback play is horrendous. And this dude, it's just unbelievable that he's had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons and can't top 4 touchdowns. Like get him out of there. That's what it is.
That's the key, right? Because he's been up there in targets, he's been up there in receptions, he's been up there in yards, and he's scored 4 touchdowns every season, except for this one.
Get him out of there. Khalil Herbert or James Robinson. This is over on Facebook. Do you have the name on this one?
It's Castile.
Always our first Facebook. I don't even know why I ask anymore.
He's the only Facebook guy now.
Castile, get on YouTube, bro.
Maybe Joe Kidder. Joe Kidder sometimes gets on there.
Yeah, get over there on YouTube. Get over here on YouTube, man. This is James Robinson. As long as David Montgomery's healthy, he is going to be the lead back. I think they're kind of showcasing him too. David Montgomery's another guy that you could take a shot on trading for that may not be with his current team, which wouldn't hurt him. So it does look like he is one of the guys that the Bears are going to make available. As a Bears fan, I think it's a good move because I don't think they should re-sign him in the offseason, and they should go get whatever they can for him. If a team like Buffalo or if a team like the Rams or Miami come calling, I'd be happy as a Bears fan. So, but I think right now you still got to start James Robinson. I think he's going to get more consistent work. They did say they're going to go with the hot hand in Chicago, but you're also facing a Patriots defense that isn't known for giving up a bunch of points to the running back. So I'm going James Robinson. Sully, that was a long way to answer your question, Castile.
I'm going James Robinson as well, and you could take Herbert out and swap Monty in this question, and I'd still go with James Robinson. So easy Robinson for me here. I don't like that matchup this week for Chicago.
Yeah, we saw last week Nick Chubb struggled.
Exactly.
So, if that run game is struggling, I think most would, unless they're like a back that gets a ton of receptions. It's James Robinson for all the reasons you guys
said. We got Mini Jordan over here, says choose one QB. Matt Ryan, Brissett, Tannehill, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, Mills, Fields, Pickett.
Holy hell.
This is easy for me. I'm going Matt Ryan versus Tennessee. Terrible secondary, giving up a lot of points. I think Matt Ryan already played Tennessee this year, if I'm not
mistaken. And he did well.
And he did pretty well.
Over 300, yep.
Everybody's healthy on that team on the offensive side of the ball now. The offensive line played pretty well last week. Like it's Matt Ryan easily for me. I'm starting him in DFS, and I'm starting him in when I said Jalen Hurts is on bye, this is the guy I've got as my backup for this week. So feel pretty comfortable with it.
Sully.
I agree. The one that intrigues me, to be honest, is Davis Mills, just by what Vegas has allowed to quarterbacks this year. I think they've given up a top 10 performance to a quarterback in all 5 games that they've played this year. So, but I'm still going with Matt Ryan, volume and upside and receivers. He's got Pierce going. Pittman's a target hog. JT's back. I think it'll be a good spot for Matt Ryan. I agree with Bryce.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I typically like looking at these guys, I would typically lean towards a Daniel Jones or a Justin Fields for the rushing upside the floor. I mean, Fields is probably going to have to rush for another 70, 75 yards this week just to stay alive. Like, not even out of necessity of scoring points or anything like that.
It's a bad matchup for Chicago, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, he's getting pressured on half of his plays. He's just got to take off and run more. But yeah, Tennessee's just been so bad. I think going into last week, they were fourth worst in the league at passing stats defense. So I think that's where you go, and you're safe. He's going to get 300 passing yards probably. Also, with Dak back, should I start Dalton Schultz over Njoku?
I wouldn't.
I pulled up David Njoku the past 4 games.
He's on fire.
8.8, and this is non-tight end premium against New England, who matches up well against everybody. Against the Chargers, he had 14.8. Against the Falcons, he had like 12.3. Steelers, he went nuts for 20 over 24. So he's been one of the guys I feel like has been super consistent outside of the top like elite dudes this year. So I feel comfortable starting him until I see Dalton Schultz do what he does when Dak's at quarterback. I want to see what he does with this injury still.
I didn't even say I'm starting Njoku too. Just you made all the points. I was reading something. Bench Sutton due to weather and QB. Dobbs, Claypool, Alec Pierce are on waivers. I mean,
it's got to be a small redraft league because I see guys like this on the waivers too. And
yeah. That's not what I was saying, but I was thinking.
I just looked at the weather and I don't see anything wrong with the weather.
I think the weather is somebody called Ripien.
It's a little windy.
It's a shit storm coming.
It's a shit storm coming. It's better than Kendall Hinton as the quarterback, I guess, when he had to do the
I forgot about that.
Is Brett Rippon really going to be worse than Russell Wilson?
I mean,
the worst offense in the league right now.
He could be just as bad and it not be good.
Right.
I kind of want Alec Pierce.
I kind of do too.
Claypool.
I think Dobbs.
I don't like Claypool either. But
here's a helpful answer, and I think Dobbs is about to have a massive week. So that said, I'm still starting Sutton over all of them.
Claypool's a guy I'd like to be scooping off waivers in leagues like this because I don't think he stays on the Steelers much longer.
But it's really, really interesting. So when Pickett played, he targets Pickens. When Trubisky plays, he targets Claypool. Neither one of them target the either guy, right?
Claypool was starting to go off in that game before Pickett.
But he wasn't being targeted by Pickett. It was all Trubisky.
Yeah, he got all his work. He got most of his points from Trubisky being on the field. I swear he had like
Pickett
6 points.
Pickett only played 2 quarters, but he was already going off in the first half.
I don't know if he was.
I don't know. I swear as soon as Mitch Trubisky came in, he got like 3 catches and a touchdown. Like he wasn't doing bad, but he's just kind of like on his usual pace.
I mean, he's been getting targeted the whole year. He's still been getting targeted, but they just haven't got him the fucking ball.
Yeah. Well, and
I like Alec Pierce.
It's the same thing with Deontay Johnson, right? Like Deontay Johnson's not even doing. He apologized to his freaking fantasy owners.
He's getting targeted like crazy and just not producing.
I think to your point of the Bears showcasing Montgomery, the Steelers are looking to move Claypool, so maybe they feed him this week as a way to do that.
Who started in week 5 against Buffalo?
I don't even know what I had for breakfast.
Kenny
Pickett, right? Chase Claypool, 9 targets.
Okay.
Like he was targeting him. It's just it wasn't turning into fantasy production.
What happened last week? Do you see targeted by quarterback?
I'm going to pull up.
I was just going off of last week is all.
I'm going to pull up the
I just got offered a trade. I need to know what to do because it's itching me. I got offered Deebo Samuel and a 3rd for Swift. What do I do?
Deebo Samuel and a 3rd for Swift? I mean,
yeah.
Right. I think right there, you're just, what do you need more? Do you need running back or do you need wide receiver? Or do you need a wide receiver running back combo? Because you get that with both of them.
I'd prefer Swift.
Anybody worried about Swift just breaking in half and going away?
I am. I'm worried about him staying on the field. He plays for
too.
Detroit, which is never something I want out of one of my high valuable prospects because they might just quit. They might just say, I'm done with football.
I don't mind Detroit as his location. It's just his health is the issue for me. Because he gets all the PPR work. I mean, so I don't care if they let up 100 points a game. Jeez, we have too many questions.
Hey, go to the next one. I'm looking for this.
Stop making this about me.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. Someone in my league dropped Kyle Pitts. Great potential, but he has been meh this season. Do you think Pitts is worth a stash? I dropped Philly D or Taysom Hill to get him. I would probably drop Taysom Hill and stick Kyle Pitts on my bench. I mean, if you're not starting Taysom Hill anyway, and you got like a Goddard or somebody, like I would just rather have the talent on my bench than Taysom Hill personally.
So it's a really format dependent question. That being said, the talent is Kyle Pitts over Taysom Hill by an unmeasurable distance. So I'm dropping Hill. I'm dropping the Eagles D. I know you're making a face. I'm dropping a lot for Kyle Pitts.
Why I'm making the face though is because Taysom Hill is uber athletic and can do literally, he can throw it, he can catch it, he can run it, like he can do all of it. So like from a pure tight end standpoint, yes, Kyle Pitts is more talented, but from a football standpoint, I don't know that he's more talented than Taysom Hill. I don't know that there's a lot of guys that are from just a pure football standpoint. Not many guys can do all three of those things, right?
So would you Cordell Stewart was the same, and he lasted about 15 minutes. So I hear what you're saying. He's definitely athletic, and he definitely has talent, but I still want Kyle Pitts on my roster over him.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I was just talking about the pure talent part from a football standpoint.
Hey, if you're playing in the NFL, you're
Pitts.
Freaking talented. So
I'm taking Kyle Pitts, and I would drop Philly's defense before I drop Taysom Hill. Like I don't care what defense I put in my lineup week to week. So that's where I would be.
I agree with that.
All right.
Joe Lindsay, he's not playing me this week, so that's good. We can help him with this, give him the real answers.
Everett Mooney warms my heart to see Thornton in there, and then Pickens. Who would you go, Sully?
Everett Mooney, Thornton, Pickens. It's probably Everett because I have a feeling Keenan Allen isn't going to play or be limited. Palmer's already out, so I think I'm going to go with Everett.
And Donald Parham is out, which is
yes, he is. Well, Donald Parham might be finished, unfortunately, but hopefully not.
Man, I'm going Everett as well.
I think I have to as well. I mean, it's Everett and then Pickens for me.
Pickens would be probably third for me because I don't want a rookie going up against Xavier Howard.
Who would be your second, Mooney or Thornton?
Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney's getting nice to see him getting an uptick in targets in the last, and Chicago throwing more in general. So, and Chicago's going to have to throw the football. So I would go Mooney.
But I mean, there's only one person New England has to stop on in the pass game. So,
well, that's not true. We got N'Keal Harry back with his his revenge narrative game.
I forgot about that.
You can't even say his name right. It's N'Keal.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get
it
his
doesn't
name
matter what you
right
call him
until he does something.
Okay, so we're all going Everett.
Drake London or AJ Dillon half PPR. I mean, you can't start AJ Dillon over Drake London right now. Drake London's getting a 30% target share. It's not the best matchup or anything, but AJ Dillon's it hasn't been what we had thought it was going to be with that 1-2 punch from the Packers backfield. I think right now you got to go with the 30% target share and just hope he hits pay dirt.
Yeah, it's Drake London for me pretty easily as well.
Agree. The Packers, as much as I love watching them lose, really need to get their shit together and give Aaron Jones the football. He is clearly the better player. So, but is what it is. Keep losing. I don't care.
Lose. It's so fun when you get that notification on whatever social media platform you're on that says Aaron Rodgers has told everybody in the Green Bay organization that this is his last year and that he's going to retire. And then you just cross your fingers and hope that you don't ever have to watch him play another football game in your life.
Just so
nice. He said that? Is that what he said?
That's what last week there was a bunch of little reports coming out of Green Bay that he had notified him that he was going to retire.
He seems like one of those dudes that would do it in the middle of the season. I don't know.
If they keep losing, he might just throw a fit and quit, and I'd love it. He might pull his version of an Antonio Brown.
Who's the dude for the Bills that retired at halftime? The DB or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one of all time.
I'm done.
Just halftime. Screw this. See you later.
Over on Facebook, we got another question. Says, I need 2 out of 3 in the flex spots. Full PPR. Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson, AJ Dillon. 2 out of 3. I'm going Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson. What about you, Sully?
Agree. Bryce?
Yep. Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson for me as well.
Vontae Davis, one that retired at halftime.
There you go.
It's not me. We have to give Thomas the credit. I got a little DM that said Vontae Davis. Made me look real smart. Made me look like I just remembered it.
Still one of my favorites of all time. I think Brady could take his toys and go home midseason too, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to be down on Curtis Samuel. I mean, I had not got so much shit for saying a player was a start as last week in some of the videos we did before the Thursday night game. Curtis Samuel was a must start, and then he drops a 40-yard touchdown, and everybody acts like it's my fault that he dropped it. Go yell at him. He obviously got the opportunity. Don't
you think Heineke's better for Curtis Samuel anyway? Or Curtis Samuel's better for Heineke?
Heineke's just better.
Might be. I mean, just doesn't have the downfield arm that Wentz does, right?
Yeah.
So I think Samuel's better.
I just think at this point, Wentz just is not very good.
Well, there's that.
I mean, now Thomas is just getting crazy. Pacheco or Montgomery, full PPR, Pickens or Wandell. And how do you feel about Ingram this week, as well as Hopkins' outlook rest of season? Okay, we got a lot going on here. We got Duvernay in here. We've told people to, start you. I'm thinking this is Devin Jr. Duvernay.
It's nice of him to pop on before a big game. Hey,
yeah.
He's making his roster lineup, so he's sitting there getting ready.
I'm starting. Go ahead, Rick. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm going
to start Montgomery. Let's pump the brakes on Isaiah Pacheco here. I'm also going to start Pickens over Wandell. I like Evan Ingram this week. Evan Ingram's doing everything except for scoring, and it's a revenge game, so we'll see what can happen there. And Hopkins, it's a target hog, and as long as he's healthy, he's a stud.
Yeah. I'm also going Montgomery. I'm going Wandell Robinson, though. I like him a lot for the Giants. He is going to get peppered with targets. We're not going to have Sterling Shepard the rest of the season. Kenny Galladay and Tony are probably going to be gone. I think they're going to be gone by November 1st. Galladay, maybe not, because he's so
I don't think anybody wants that contract.
So maybe not him, but I think they're going to get rid of Tony. There's no reason to have these guys. They're never on the field for you, and they seem to not like them. So I like Wandell Robinson a lot. I think he's going to get peppered with targets. And then I've talked about it on the waiver show for like 3 weeks straight. We've been saying grab Ingram. That connection is building. You're seeing the just improvement, like almost game by game with Ingram, how much he's involved. And he's a really talented tight end that had a bad year last year. So I like that as well. Bryce?
Yeah, it's Montgomery easily. I'm going to go with Pickens with Kenny Pickett at quarterback. I just think their connection's good. I know Wandell's got all the opportunity, but I'll take the athlete and the better connection from what I've seen so far.
You
like
guys aren't worried about Xavier Howard at all because he has just shut everybody down this year.
Why would he not be guarding Deontay Johnson? Why is Xavier Howard not be guarding Deontay Johnson? That's the only thing I think. I don't think he's going to be locked on Pickens the whole game. You don't typically see that cornerback stay on a slot receiver. I would figure
is Howard
lines up all over.
Is Howard healthy? Because hasn't he been battling a hammy all year?
Well, I don't know. He's been tough. I was just looking at his stats.
That's fair.
And how they just basically don't even throw his way.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him like on multiple receivers throughout this game.
$5 bet. I will take Wandell. You guys can take Pickens.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do
put
that.
it down.
Don't worry. The pen is already here. And then Hopkins is a beast. Hopkins is a beast.
Hopkins,
he's
that
not
one's
a problem.
easy. Just come back, 14 targets. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I liked it on Thursday when he looked at Kyler and just said, "Throw me the ball." And then all of a sudden, Kyler started throwing the ball and everything was fine.
Caden says, "Are you starting Keenan if he plays?" Easy answer is yes for me.
Well, I had a rather large playoff matchup once that came down to Keenan Allen, and I asked Rick, "What should I do?" And Rick said, "Don't start him," and I did. So if Rick says start him, start him. I'm doing whatever Rick says here. I lost that one, by the way.
Is that when he looked in the camera and said, "Start me," and then put up like?
But they also came out before that game and said that he wasn't going to be playing a lot.
I don't think,
and that's when. If they come out and say that, if they say that he's on a snap count and that type of stuff, then I will go back. But most of the time when guys come in and play, they're not going to be on that strict of a snap count. So that one was a weird one because I always say if they're healthy, I'm playing them. But if news comes out to where they might not be playing very much, then that could change it.
I don't think he's going to play personally.
Yeah,
they're on bye next week. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
I'm sick of his shit. He needs to get on the field.
I'll start him if he's playing and not on a snap count as well.
I took that trade, by the way.
Which one was that?
I took the Debo in a third.
I like Debo. I'll take Debo in a third for Swift. George says, huge trade. My league went down. Which side do you guys like better? It was CMC, Metcalf, and Zay Jones for Henry, Christian Kirk, and Cortland Sutton. I will take CMC, Metcalf, and Zay Jones. And it's pretty easy for me.
If this is a redraft league, I don't think it's like super far apart. Because I could see how I would rather I feel like you'd upgrade at wide receiver in a redraft league where I don't really know if you're really downgrading at running back. I'd rather have Christian Kirk and Cortland Sutton than Metcalf and Zay Jones starting in my lineup weekly.
So you're getting the CMC side is getting the best running back.
But it's not like a huge margin in redraft. In a redraft format, not a huge margin.
I disagree.
I think especially in any format,
PPR, I think this is huge.
CMC is the best piece in this deal, in my opinion, for running back. So I like that side. Metcalf is producing, and I think he's arguably going to outproduce Kirk and Sutton going forward with what's going on in those two. Maybe Kirk will be close. And then Zay Jones, Cortland Sutton. Zay Jones has got a 20%, north of 20% target share, and Cortland Sutton has your drunk uncle playing quarterback. So I think CMC side, easy.
Uncle Rico!
I'm almost curious to see, because Metcalf had a bad week last week. I would almost be curious to see of how far.
Yeah, but this is not the Carolina Panthers anymore. This is Kyle Shanahan running back centric offense. I am taking CMC as a 49er over Derrick Henry by a lot. They're going to throw it to him. He's going to get plenty of carries. He's going to have way more touchdown upside. The argument, and this is one that I actually made against somebody else when they said that, is now he's got a battle with Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo
I think
for
his
touchdowns.
PPR volume goes down.
But so he's got more competition, but they're going to be on the field so much more. Like we talked about how bad that quarterback play has been. He's done that with them just being shit. I'm excited to see CMC as a 49er.
Are you guys going to be surprised if CMC scores twice today?
No,
Neither would I.
He could get
But I
2
wouldn't be surprised
touches
if
and score
Derrick
twice.
Henry scored twice or 3 times today. Like, it's just those are 2 guys.
Sure, but
Metcalf and Sutton are basically even right now so far throughout the season. And then I know Christian Kirk's above Zay Jones. And CMC and Henry are averaging 1 point difference. I was just saying in a redraft format.
But that was with
I don't think it's
Carolina.
far.
That was with
Carolina. But Carolina, he might be getting
up.
6 to 8 receptions a game. I don't know if he gets that much. I think his
49ers did not trade a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
I think he gets a lot of rushes, but I don't think he's going to get like the 8 receptions that we've been seeing.
All right.
Past.
I will put we can figure out a rest of season bet from this point
I'm just saying I don't think it's as far off as you guys are saying it.
I think it's way off. But I'm saying how many games I don't know how many games they have left, but I would make a bet that CMC averages more than a couple points than Derrick Henry for the rest of the season now that he's with the 49ers. We can figure that one out later.
25 points per game rest of the season, higher or lower?
How much?
Over or under 25.5 PPR points for CMC rest of season per game.
I mean, that's too good of a line. I'd have to go under just because 25's a lot, but
it's probably a little high. But I think he's a north of 22, 23 every
yeah, I do.
We'll just see.
I'm taking the CMC side. Pretty easy.
Figure out the bet. We're betting. Let's go.
Legacy says Amon-Ra or Godwin this week. Sully.
Amon-Ra. Volume. There's no one there. It's Amon-Ra and TJ. So it's Amon-Ra for me.
Detroit play this week? I think I was just
Dallas.
I'm going Godwin.
I'll go Amon-Ra as well.
I'll go Godwin.
I don't really care who he plays, honestly.
He's good.
If he would have played more the first half against New England, I think he would have had much better numbers. And now he got the week off. I'll take him all day.
I'll take Godwin.
I was so wrong about him.
$5 bet for those 2?
Yeah, I'll do that one too. Because I also don't want somebody that's getting the Diggs treatment either.
Yeah, that's either boom or bust, just like this show.
This year he's been a lot better than he was last year though.
Yeah, it's true.
Mike Evans or Jalen Waddle at my wide receiver 2 with Debo at wide receiver 1. Flex is filled. Bryce.
Jesus, who's your flex?
Oh my gosh. What the hell? I don't know. I'll take Jalen Waddle, I guess. I mean, this is terrible.
Who would have thought?
These guys. I mean, but Tua is back. Tua is back. I mean, I mean, they're going against a weak Steelers secondary. Evans has been against a weak Carolina secondary as well. So, I mean, this is a win-win situation, but I'll lean Jalen Waddle. But it's not by much, though. Sully.
I want to know who your flex is.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a good running back is what it is.
Something's wrong in Tampa. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I'm going to go Jalen Waddle here as well.
It's Giselle Budgeon.
It could be. As much as I love Mike Evans, and there is not a wrong answer to this question, I'm going to go Jalen Waddle as well.
Well, there is a wrong answer. We just don't know until after the games are played.
Too late.
Fair.
I'll go Jalen Waddle as well for just
because
you gotta.
But yeah,
he's younger. I mean,
yeah, Tua's back. I don't know. I don't even know how to justify it.
I don't either. But
Bryce gets paid by the Waddle, so he has to go with Waddle.
2-parter for me, guys. 1, Pacheco or Kenyon Drake today, and 2, I like running back depth. Should I trade Keenan for Miles Sanders? I'm going Kenyon Drake. I got to see this Pacheco thing play out a little bit. I'm not trading Keenan for Miles Sanders unless you just absolutely load it at wide receiver. Sully?
I think we really need to calm down with this Isaiah Pacheco stuff. Like, it's not like the starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs is this great thing that everybody thought it was when they wasted a first-round pick on CEH in the first place. I'm going to start Kenyon Drake. And exactly what Rick said, I got to be pretty darn deep at wide receiver to make that trade. So I'm going to keep Keenan. Bryce?
Yeah, it's Kenyon Drake, even though I like Pacheco. I don't think he gets – might be the starter, but he might only see 50% of the touches at most. So Kenyon Drake, and then I'll go. I'd look for a better running back, but I mean, I guess if it makes your team better, and if it's a redraft league, I don't hate it. But if it's a dynasty league, I think you could still get more value out of Keenan Allen because I don't know how much longer Miles Sanders is a starter either.
Mark says, need to stream a tight end. Hurt, Gesicki, Kmet, or Morrow? Sully.
Who's Hurt?
Hurst. I'm guessing.
Hurst. That's where I'm going to go. I
thought he was taking a Hurt Gesicki.
Yeah. Maybe his feelings are hurt. I don't know.
Oh, no. He actually had 2 touchdowns last week, so he might be feeling pretty good going into this week.
But he's Teddy's BFF, and Teddy's gone. But Hayden Hurst, bit of a revenge game narrative, and he's really producing better than I ever thought he would. Gesicki's is talented, but with Tua back and those 2 wide receivers going, his targets will go away. For some reason, the Bears do not throw the ball to Kmet, and I'm just not trusting Morrow. So I'm going to go with Hurt. Rick?
Man.
I'll just go real quick while you think. I'm going to agree with Sully here. I'll take the floor play with Hurst.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is a safe play. He's getting 6 to 8 targets every game. Yeah, I'll go with Hurst as well. Doesn't feel good, but Gesicki is the one that I'm considering just because Gesicki probably has the most touchdown upside. He's real talented, and I kind of think they could potentially be trying to showcase him to trade him. So, yeah, there's a little thought there. Marco wants to know, sit 2, Cooks, Thornton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Dotson, Josh Reynolds, Hawkinson. So we're sitting 2 of these.
I don't think Dotson's going to go, so that makes that one easy for you.
What about Reynolds? Because
I don't think he's going to go either. Right? So those are my 2. I'm going to sit those guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, if Dotson was playing, would you guys change?
I would sit Thornton.
I think I would too. Okay, I was just curious. Dotson for me, especially not playing.
Probably.
I got to see another week of Thornton. Thornton got the opportunity because Bourne went out. But
Dotson doesn't really do anything, right? Like he's scoring some touchdowns, but other than that, he's not really doing anything at all. So Thornton might actually be a volume play better than him.
Yeah, who else are they throwing it to? I mean,
and he's going to run the ball a couple of times too, right?
Yeah, he's fast.
And it is half PPR.
Doesn't change anything for me.
Doesn't change anything for me either.
I don't know what it does for me, so I'll just not say anything.
And does your answer change in the second half? It very well could. I just so everybody knows, like, for one, we never claim to be right. It's all
educated
one of our favorite sayings is if we were half as right as we thought we were, then we'd be rich, right?
I get so much shit wrong, it's not even funny.
But yeah. Fuck fantasy football. I mean, just to put it easily, it's been a weird year. Having a debate, Brian Robinson or Pollard in my flex, full PPR.
It's Tony Pollard for me. Sorry, Bryce.
No, you're good. I'll take Brian Robinson. I mean, Tony Pollard is a great athlete, but he's just so dependent on that big play, and he's been getting them lately. So it's hard to, go against him.
Do you see who Tony Pollard's playing this week?
Yes, I know they're playing Detroit.
Do you see what Detroit's allowing running backs to do to them this season?
Yes, I understand that, but I think I'll just take the guy I think gets more touches. That's just
it's PPR as well, which is bad for Robinson. And Robinson runs really hard straight ahead for 2.8 to 3.2 yards every time. And they talked about getting Gibson the ball more because Gibson looked way better than him in the second half. So Brian Robinson's a nice story, but I think it's just that.
I'll go Brian Robinson as well.
I'll bet on that. $5 bet?
Tony Pollard has to have a 35, 40-yarder to have a relative day. And
this week he doesn't.
I don't.
I think Zeke eats this week.
I think they both do.
Robinson and Pollard, $5 bet.
I think the running backs are going to take a back seat now. I think the guy that's going to benefit is Michael Gallup.
I think the biggest benefactor of Dak coming back is Ezekiel Elliott, and it's not close.
Dalton Schultz. Right?
I don't know if he's healthy enough to benefit, but that's a good
If he's on the field, Dak targets him like crazy.
And you're not wrong about Gallup. Clearly, they're all going to benefit. So,
Bad Cop says, should I drop Zay Jones for Wan'Dale Robinson and James Robinson for Pacheco? They are on my bench, but I want to get a better bench.
No and no. Maybe the first one, but definitely not the second one.
I want Wan'Dale. I want him everywhere. I just think with unless they go out and trade for a wide receiver and bring in a DJ Moore or I don't even know who else they could go get. A Chase Claypool or something like that. Wan'Dale is the number one wide receiver for the rest of the season in a Brian Dable offense with Daniel Jones looking better than I think he's ever looked. I'll take that. I'll take that wide receiver. No matter what Zay Jones' target share is now, we've talked Evan Ingram's being used more. There's still Marvin Jones. There's still Christian Kirk. So I'll take that one, but I'm taking James Robinson is the running back I'm taking. Bryce?
James Robinson's the guy I like out of all these people. And then honestly, that second spot could be kind of team dependent. Like I'm assuming this is a redraft league if these guys are on the waiver wire, but like if you have suffered from some of these running back injuries, like of Javonte Williams and J.K. Dobbins and stuff like that, I really couldn't fault you for preferring to have Pacheco on your bench just in case he does become the lead back on that offense. So I think it could be team dependent, but in a vacuum, I'm going to agree with Rick. I'm going to take James Robinson, Wan'Dale Robinson, then I'll go Pacheco and then Zay Jones.
Which offense is better?
The Chiefs.
No, sorry. For the first one, the Zay Jones Wan'Dale one. My apologies. Yes, the Chiefs is better.
Geez.
I'll take the Giants.
Yeah, I think Rick has talked me into. I think Rick's talked me into Wan'Dale.
Yeah, I have a lot more. I have a lot more confidence with the Giants offense continuing to get better. They have had no stability at wide receiver, right? At least in Jacksonville.
For like 3 years.
Right. It's kind of like the 49ers, right? With all their injuries, running backs and all that fun stuff. But
because the other thing that the Wan'Dale pickup does is it diversifies your team away from two Jags. So when they're on bye, you don't have two guys on bye. It might not be a big deal, but it might help you fill in that roster or that lineup that week.
R. Brown says Kareem Hunt or Josh Reynolds full PPR. Kareem Hunt for me. And it doesn't even look like, I think Josh Reynolds might even miss this week. Bryce?
Yeah, it's Kareem Hunt for me as well.
So he stinks. Like, what's going on with him? But it's still
trade him.
It's just the usage.
Man, I sure hope the NFL trade deadline is something this year because there's a billion guys that need a new home.
Yes. If Waddle out, who should I start? Garrett Wilson or Rashad Bateman? I think Waddle's going to play, but in the event that he doesn't, Sully, who are you starting? Garrett Wilson or Rashad Bateman?
The Denver Broncos are as good on defense and in their secondary as they are as bad on offense and at quarterback. I am going to go with Bateman. Denver is absolutely shutting down opposing receivers.
Yeah, I'll agree as well. But I've read a report that Waddle is expected to play, so you shouldn't have to worry about this. So
Agreed.
I'll go Bateman as well. It's kind of depressing. Joe Flacco is making Garrett Wilson look good, and Zach Wilson comes in is making Corey Davis look really good.
They haven't thrown a lot, though. I think they've only thrown 39 times the past 2 games. They're just
Bryce is running
making Bryce look great. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's fine by me.
He is great.
Cowboys or Denver defense?
Ooh.
I'll go with Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I'll take Denver versus the young quarterback.
I'm going to go with Dallas because, to your point just now, I don't think the Jets are going to throw a ton against Denver, so they're not going to turn the ball over as much. They might eat some sacks, but I could see Goff throwing up all over himself and trying to catch up in this one and throwing a bunch of picks, and that Micah Parsons sacking him about 14 times. So I like Dallas here.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas. The exact same reason I think they have to throw.
You got a little excited there, Bryce. That was nice.
I was about to use the Rick. Rick always says, I want the team that's playing against the quarterback that has to throw the most. And then he goes and picks the opposite.
I think the Jets are going to have to throw, though. I don't think they're just going to be able to not throw the ball.
Do you think Denver?
I don't think
you think
so.
Denver's going to score?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think
that's a 9-6 game, man. 9-6, baby.
We'll see.
Hey, 9-7 is in the realm.
The answer to this one is yes. We have a lot of questions, so we can't ramble on.
Sorry.
I'm trying to shut up too.
Yep.
James Cook.
James Cook.
100%.
Oh, it worked. He's on YouTube.
He came over.
Oh.
Came YouTube.
Welcome, Castillo.
Would you start CMC over Pickens? Yes. Yes.
If CMC is starting, you're starting him if he's in your roster, in my opinion. End of story.
Yeah.
I really want no part of Pickens this week.
I love Pickens, but not over CMC.
Not this week. Roman says, what's up, fellas? Full PPR. Hurst or Freiermuth? Week 7.
I'm going to go with Freiermuth here over Hurst, even though I like Hurst.
Yeah, I'll go with Freiermuth in case Rick is right that Xavier Howard taking out one of the receivers. Freiermuth gets more targets.
Hedging your bets, huh?
Hedge my bets.
In case Rick is right.
I'll take Freiermuth too.
Yeah. He's the same place.
You guys know I don't use matchup as a reason not to play somebody very often at all.
I like points. I like a lot of points in that Pittsburgh-Miami game. That's why I'm going with Freiermuth.
Yeah, I like a lot of points, but I like them all to come from the Miami side.
Okay.
Ramondre Stevenson or Amon-Ra St. Brown in full PPR. I'm going Ramondre myself. Bears are not good against the run. Not good against the run. I'm
going Amon-Ra, and it's not close for me.
Yeah, it's not close for me either. I mean, yeah, Ramondre's been amazing since Harris is out, but Harris isn't going to disappear. Like, he's going to get touches, whether we like it or not, whether he deserves them or not. That's just how New England operates. Amon-Ra is like he when he's been healthy and on the field, he's been a top wide receiver.
I don't know how they're both not in your lineup though.
Yeah. I would like both. I would like both.
Point.
But
I think there's a lot of people that watch this show that should host this show because some of these guys have way better teams than anything I got.
It also depends who they play with.
Dak, Brady, Lawrence, pick 2. Dak and Brady.
Yep.
Dak and Brady for me as well.
Morning, guys. Just picked up Pacheco. PPR, would you go? I should have put him on the cover. PPR, would you go with 2 tight ends and Hockenson and Everett or sit one for Pacheco? I'm going Hockenson and Everett.
I am also going Hockenson and Everett.
I think you have to just based on how depleted Detroit is this week and the same thing on the Chargers side. In 2 tight end I'm reading that wrong, but I'm still going with both tight ends. Calm down on Isaiah Pacheco, people. The guy's going to score 50 points.
We've got another
He's going to score 50 points.
I got to start him in some spots. So
I got to go put him in my DFS.
I'm shitting all over him. He's going to go for 50 burger easy.
He's going to have the best running back performance in the history of the game. Kenny and Drake.
Yeah, we've kind of already had this one, I think. Added Melvin Gordon. I want to see. They said they're going to promise Melvin Gordon more touches this week, but I'll wait to see it before I start him over Kenyon Drake, who I guarantee he gets more.
I would start Pacheco over Gordon, but it's still Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, I think I would have him in that order.
I'm very, very upset with the Denver offense. They cost me in the Guillotine League. I needed 2.5 points from Mike Boone last week. He got 1.8. Anyway, moving on.
Leonard, what are you doing with that snake, my guy? That's ridiculous.
What is happening there?
That's a gigantic snake. That's crazy.
Probably a python.
I hate snakes.
Jesus.
I'm going Pittman here. Pittman's in my lineup every week as long as he's on the field.
What a problem to have, and it's Pittman for me as well. There's not many people them starting Pittman or starting over Pittman.
No. We already talked about that Tennessee game and Matt Ryan going nuts against Tennessee. It's Pittman easily for me.
Yeah. DFS guy for me this week.
This one's not easy for me. And I do agree that Pittman is a top talent this week and every week, and that Matt Ryan probably is a good play. I think Taylor and Hines being back is going to slow down that offense a little bit. But like I said, something's wrong in Tampa, so I'll go Pittman here as well, but it's closer than it is for my colleagues.
Full PPR. I already did. Sutton, Dobbs, Mooney, or London. Choose one. I'm going
London for me.
I'm going Dobbs. I have a feeling this week is big.
And that's the hard-hitting analysis that you were looking for.
Washington is poop.
Restless says I have to start one in PPR. I love this. He built it out like a suspenseful story. DJ Moore
just need some Romeo music playing. Just need that music playing in the background.
I think we know who Sully's going here.
I gotta go. I gotta stick with it. Look, the smart play is Sutton. The upside flyer is Dobbs. I'm gonna take a flyer.
I don't even know if the smart play is Sutton. I might go Romeo Dobbs here too. I'm going
Dobbs. I'm going Dobbs.
There we go.
We have soft music to play.
Because here's the thing, right? We've got Denver. We've got Denver and Sauce Gardner's really freaking good. Like that. Jets nailed the draft this year, man. He is so good.
Really did.
He's my favorite defensive player in the world now that he ran around with the cheese on his head last week after the game. Let's go, Sauce.
That cheese sauce.
Love it.
I love how you talk about not being matchup dependent, and then you talk about Howard in that matchup, the Bears not being good against the run, and Sauce Gardner against Sutton. 3 matchup answers in 5 minutes for a guy who doesn't look at the matchups.
It matters when you're talking about a 1v1, right?
Okay.
I'm not going to just tell you to blanket sit a player because of a matchup, right? But it matters when you're looking at a 1v1. But you're also talking about 3 cornerbacks that are literally shutting everybody down.
I'm just bugging you. Does Sauce stay on that side or does he move?
I don't think he'll be. You don't see one cornerback on one wide receiver for an entire game very often at all,
anymore.
Right? Like they move them around. They move the wide receivers around so much to get them to good matchups. So you don't see that very much, but you do expect Sutton's not going to run out of the slot, and you expect Sauce to be on the outside, and he can probably flip sides and
he is freaking good though.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Duvernay or Hunt? Standard scoring.
Ooh.
Who the Browns
play? Baltimore. I'll go with Hunt because in standard, I think he has a better chance of scoring a touchdown. I like Duvernay this week though.
Yeah, I'll go Hunt as well, but it's not like super far off for me.
I would love it to be Hunt, because I need Hunt to score points in leagues, but I think it's Duvernay. And I don't know that Duvernay has less of a chance to score a touchdown than Hunt does, to be honest with you.
I don't either. I think they're pretty even for that, but I'll take the worst defense. They're both terrible defenses this year, too.
Sit one. CMC, Ramondre Stevenson. It's Stevenson. See, this is a situation where that Bears matchup does not matter, that it's good. I'm going CMC and Kenneth Walker.
And Pierce.
And Damian Pierce.
Oh. Shit. I didn't even know. Quit. I was like, how do you have...
I'm still sitting Ramondre.
Who's Houston?
They say he's going to get 20 touches.
Who's Houston play?
They play 1 sec. I got it here. The Raiders, who have been surprisingly decent against the run, but only because nobody runs on them. They throw on them.
They just throw it and score on every.
I think it's Ramondre, but if there was ever a scenario where I might consider sitting CMC on a reduced week, this might be it, but I'm not. It's Ramondre, and I love Ramondre Stevenson. What are these? Where are these teams?
I think I'm actually gonna. Oh, that's tough. Pierce.
How about the half? Does the half PPR change? That helps Pierce, right? And it helps Walker, and it helps Ramondre. So the half hurts CMC more than anything.
I think I sit Pierce here and go with the first 3.
I'll sit Ramondre, but it's tough. And holy shit, trade a running back.
Hey, gents.
Hey.
Rashad White, Gus Edwards, or Pacheco? Rest of season. I mean, it might be Gus
I think
Edwards.
I got to go Gus Edwards.
100%.
I mean, I don't think Dobbins plays the rest of the fantasy season. I think he's almost irrelevant for it. So.
Yep. Komet, Bellinger, or Dulcich? Half-point PPR.
Bellinger for me.
Bellinger for me as well. This is Jamie Sands.
Jamie,
get over to YouTube, Jamie.
We're phasing.
We already got Castillo over there. You have to join over there.
We're phasing out Facebook. Man, we got
that easy.
We like to redraft.
Redraft. I was able to trade Mike Williams and Hunt for Dalvin Cook and Wan'Dale Robinson. Not deep at wide receiver. We start 3, stuck with Robinson, Campbell, Judy, Tyreek Hill, and when I first seen the first 2, I was like, "Oh man, you're screwed." And then I get to the end, and I'm like, "Holy shit, you're good."
Not deep at wide receiver. It's got Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson now.
I am stuck. I'm stuck with Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
I'm personally going with Hill, Jefferson, and Wan'Dale Robinson this week.
Yeah, I think he was just saying that. I think he was just bragging about the trade, right? He just said we start. He's not deep. We start 3. You're starting Wan'Dale over Judy.
I think so, man. I'm not really excited about this whole Brett Ripien experience going on in Denver. Not really excited about a whole lot going on. I do too.
You won the trade, and I can't blame you for that. I'd probably still lean Judy, but
okay.
Eckler.
Yes. I think that's who the flex was earlier.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, yeah, that's a good flex.
So he's flexing Eckler. What are his other 2 running backs?
And now that's my question. So
Jonathan Taylor, and it's got to be Jonathan Taylor's got to be one of them, right?
And like Saquon, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, those are 3 guys that you might have been able to get.
Yeah,
in the drafts last year. So Hayden Hurst or Cade Otton?
I'll take Cade Otton here.
I will too.
I'm going to stay with Hurst, but I think Cade Otton's in a good spot.
Very.
Ronnie Daniels says 10-team full PPR, 0.2 per carry. Start 2 of these running back and flex 1. Kenneth, Pollard, Etienne, Drake, Amon-Ra. So right away, Kenneth and Amon-Ra are in there for me.
Start 2 running backs and a flex.
I'm going to throw
Walker.
In
I'm going to go with Walker, Pollard, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Walker, Etienne, Amon-Ra.
I am
perplexed.
0.2 per carry. I'm probably Walker, Drake, Amon-Ra. No, I'll go Etienne.
I'm worried about
Walker, Etienne, Amon-Ra. Walker, Etienne, Amon-Ra. Legacy, would you guys still do the same with Walker, Amon-Ra, Godwin, pick 2? Did we already answer this one?
What was the question?
I don't know. It'd be Walker and Amon-Ra if it's pick 2.
Oh, I think this was the Godwin.
I'll go Walker, Godwin.
Oh, I got Amon-Ra over Godwin this week. And Walker's, I think, pretty safe. Unless it's Delaney, I want Kenneth Walker.
No, I'll go Walker, Amon-Ra. I can't freaking decide on Amon-Ra. I get the volume, but I don't like the matchup at all. And he's the only wide receiver that Diggs needs to worry about, and that's
16.
It's another matchup related answer.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like
no, it's the same one as earlier. It's the same one as earlier.
Amon-Ra is. I don't worry about matchup with him. To be honest,
I think he's matchup proof. Isn't Amon-Ra going to be in the slot? Diggs doesn't go into the slot, does he?
But he's the only guy that they have to worry about. Literally, the only receiving option that they have to worry about.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
That's the scary part. If he had
Hawkinson's got to be at least relevant.
Yeah, but they're not putting Diggs in cornerbacks on Hawkinson. That's Micah Parsons' job and the linebackers.
Yeah, they're not going to run. They're not going to line Hawkinson out wide. Who the hell else are there receivers this
That's
week?
what I'm saying. That's why it's so tough on him this week.
I mean, legitimately, who are their receivers this week?
That I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
he's the only one.
Khalif, is he one of their guys?
It'll be Khalif Raymond. It'll be I don't know after that.
Khalif Raymond might be a nice little DFS dart throw.
They're going to Amon-Ra is getting all the attention, and
For
with
sure.
a cornerback that has been shutting everybody down, that is a scary thing. Now, obviously, Amon-Ra gets enough volume that it could make up for that, and he could have a solid day. I don't think he's got a ceiling on a day like today. I think his ceiling hits on a day like today very rarely, and I think his floor hits a lot more often than it would in other weeks. If DJ Shark was available, if Josh Reynolds was available, if they had their full repertoire of wide receivers, then I would feel a lot better about it because they can do a lot more stuff and get Amon-Ra a lot more looks without that attention. It's just not going to happen when Khalif Raymond is the guy that you're hoping to take some pressure off of you. But this is the same one as earlier anyway.
Swift is officially out, even though we thought he was going to not play. So to add to that narrative.
What is Kareem Hunt's value in Dynasty? 3rd round pick or a 2nd round pick?
Right.
3rd for me. I'm not giving you a 2nd for him.
I wouldn't sell him for a 3rd though either.
I wouldn't either.
Next year, so he might have.
I don't think so. Who's he going to start for? What is he? 28?
Yeah.
I don't see him starting anywhere.
Oh, I could definitely see him starting.
Yeah, there's somewhere. I mean, Miami. I mean, all the teams that need running back now, if they don't address it, Miami. I mean,
Miami.
I don't think he's any better than
Cardinals. I mean, there's a bunch. Cardinals would be a great landing spot for him for a year, but I think they address it in the draft. But he would be a great spot for him.
I think he could definitely be starting somewhere next year.
I think he's a split no matter where he goes.
And the thing is if he's starting next year, it's probably for a good team, right? Because we're probably going to see some of the good running backs go earlier than the Buffaloes and Miamis are going to get the draft. I think we might see 2 running backs go pretty early in the draft next year. I could be wrong. They could fall, but we could see those guys as top 18 picks, right? And the good teams aren't going to be there. They're going to have to address that in free agency. So I could see Kareem Hunt signing with a Buffalo or Miami or a LA Rams or something like that. And I'll take that for a couple years. Your fantasy advice last year was so damn good that the 3.8% underdog before the season won. My commissioner is still pissed for that.
Good.
Nice. Let's go, Marco. Maurice says Pacheco, Murray, or Gus Edwards full PPR. Man. See, Murray, if Murray is still in questions in 2022, Kareem Hunt can stay in questions for a few more years.
I can confidently go with Pacheco on this one.
I'm going Pacheco on this one as well. And I don't like it. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm confident that I like I can say his name over these guys easier for this week. I think the answer next week's Gus Edwards, though.
Yeah, I do think Gus Edwards will be the guy going forward. Sully, you with us?
Yeah, I'm just pissed off right now. Sorry.
Vikings already lose?
No, it's a great week. We can't lose.
How?
I don't know. Detroit does.
We're on bye. We can't lose this week.
Oh.
Detroit does on bye. They
they
go on bye and all their wide receivers get hurt, and now we're like, who's the number 2?
I
think it's Pacheco here for this one, I think.
Yeah, that's what both of us said as well. CMC, Sutton, or Gallup at flex. I'm going CMC unless they sit him.
Yeah, CMC for me as well.
I think you have to.
Do I keep Eno after this week, says the bad cop. Sully.
Yes. Depends on your roster, of course.
Yeah.
But
Depends what's out there. I think James Conner comes back and takes back over his job. I don't think Eno's done well enough to take it over or anything, but I mean, nothing else is out there. Why not just keep him on the bench? I wouldn't be surprised to see him miss another week.
I'm keeping him because I don't know. James Conner might be done.
Could be. Might be their best back.
And that could very well be true. And either way, I'm not confident that James is going to stay healthy. So you're probably going to have more weeks where Eno is a smash start, and I would keep that unless there's just a really good option out there. Clip Trip, start 3.5 PPR. CMC, ETN, Jamal Williams, Elliott, or Pierce. Starting 3 of these guys, or sitting 2, if you want to say it that way.
I'm sitting ETN and Jamal Williams.
I am too. Yep.
Yeah. For me, it's in between Pierce and Jamal. For that last sit. But I'll sit ETN and Jamal and go with the volume. Tyrell says Dynasty need a DL in a bad way. How much is, say, TJ Watt worth? Do I sell my soul to get him? We don't answer IDP questions, Tyrell. I apologize. Our guys on they're not on for the season.
Thomas still in the chat? He could help us.
Thomas. If not, go over to Twitter and at RotoHeat Brad or RotoHeat Craig, and they can definitely help you out on IDP. I mean, TJ Watt's a beast. I would, if you've got a way you can do it, I would. Just
the dynasty piece, and I know nothing about IDP, but the dynasty piece would be the only concern is actually, never mind. I think I'm confusing my Watts. Never mind. TJ Watt's a stud. If you can get him, get him. He's got to come back and play, though.
Dobbs, Pickens, Pacheco, or McLaurin in flex, 0.5 PPR.
Dobbs.
McLaurin for me.
I think it's McLaurin for me as well.
Nick Forrester says Bateman, Pickens, DJ Moore. Bateman for me.
Pickens for me.
Pickens for me.
Drake London, Mooney, Wanda, Deontay. This is for Raw over on YouTube. Need 2 of these. I'm going London and Wandell Robinson. Nope, Deontay.
Yeah,
Drake London and Deontay.
Drake London and Deontay Johnson for me as well.
Deontay Johnson, Drake London. Yeah.
Something happened. Somebody blocked this person.
Yeah, good. I had to. They had.
I was gonna say to block it. So good job.
They had the N-word typed in the chat. So.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. Come on, peoples. Full point PPR. Need to start 2. Deontay Johnson, Alec Pierce, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, get him in there. Do not sit Amari Cooper. We talked about this last week. Amari Cooper, start him. Start Deontay Johnson. That's where I'm going with it.
You skipped a few, just so you know. But
I can't. It's like all blocked after I got to that. Grandma is a grandma.
Oh, you want me to go back? We were right. This would have been the next one, but that's weird.
Why am I not seeing those? Yeah, go to
that.
Go
through them. Okay.
Well, let's answer this one since it was up.
Deontay and Amari Cooper for me. Is that who you said?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with Deontay and Alec Pierce.
You're crazy.
Okay.
Alec Pierce versus Amari Cooper?
Easy. $5.
Amari Cooper. Thank you.
All right.
Easy money.
Cooper.
We'll see.
All right. This one.
We will.
Then the next one.
We will.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Should I start CMC, Pollard, or ETN? CMC.
CMC.
Yeah.
Like Pierce. All right. Need a defense
this week. Ravens against the Browns, Titans against the Colts, Giants against the Jags, Washington against Green Bay. and Taylor just made it rain.
I'll take Giants.
I think I'll take the Ravens here. Wait,
I think
I'll take the Ravens.
Yeah, I'll take them too. I don't know.
Who's
Super
the Giants
chat
play?
The Giants play the Jags.
We got another super chat too.
It's raining.
This is how you get bumped to the front of the line, just in case anybody's wondering. Parker, Bellinger, Michael Carter, or Slayton. I got to pick two. I'm guessing it's Bellinger and Parker, but just wanted your thoughts. Is Sky Moore a trade target for a post-buy rookie bump you guys have talked about?
I don't want to start Parker. I don't want to start Slayton either. I don't think Michael Carter is totally irrelevant, so I actually think it's Bellinger and Carter. And I guess Sky Moore is. I think, the MVS and the Jujus hasn't exactly worked out for Kansas City, so I think there's a path there to relevance. So I wouldn't punt him, but I wouldn't give up a ton to get him either.
I will stick with the Parker and Bellinger that he has in there. If I remember correctly, Mac Jones's last game, Parker did do pretty well in that performance, so I wouldn't be surprising to see them still implement him in the offense. I wasn't a Sky Moore fan coming out of the draft. I avoided him. You would think with them, all the wide receivers not doing anything super special, he'd get more opportunities. He's just not. Maybe it takes him a year to get the offense ready, but I would buy him, but I'd have to get a deal on it. Right.
I'll go Michael Carter and Slayton, actually.
I don't hate that at all.
Okay.
And then, Sky Moore, Juju kind of finally got going last week, but other than that, everything's been inconsistent. If he shows more consistency, he's going to get on the field. It's just tough situation. They've got a lot of I would say they're more than Jags, but they're just slightly above average. And it's just who's going to get there. And yeah. Dill says half PPR need 2 wide receivers, a flex. So we got 3 players we got to get in here. 2 of them a receiver. Bateman, Pickens, Josh Reynolds, Darnell Mooney, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Daniel Bellinger. Go ahead, because I already know one guy that you guys are putting in that I'm not.
Pickens.
It's
Bateman, Pickens, and then I don't know. Probably Wan'Dale. Yeah.
For me, it is Bateman, Mooney, and Wan'Dale Robinson. And Dylan. I'm assuming Dylan, right? Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, you want me to go back to where I was?
Yeah, go back to wherever we were because I lost it. We gotta start getting through them though. I'm going McLaurin.
I think so too.
Is Josh Reynolds playing?
I haven't seen, but I'm going to go with Reynolds if he does. Obviously, more if he doesn't.
Josh Reynolds.
He returned to practice 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's officially active as of 16 minutes ago.
Then it's Reynolds. Hardcore. He should do okay.
Yep, Reynolds. I need a wide receiver. I only have Renfrow and Boyd. Need help.
Well, start both those guys this week. I don't know what that refers to, though.
Yeah, we'd have to give more context of how you need help, guys you want to trade for something, I guess. I don't mind either of them this week, though.
Yeah, Renfrow was pretty banged up in practice, but he's a go, apparently, and Boyd is safe, usually. So that should be a good matchup with Atlanta. I think there's going to be some points scored.
Okay.
Yep.
Brian Robinson, Chuba Hubbard, Kenyon Drake, Wan'Dale, Josh Reynolds, DJ Moore, 1 flex, 1 wide receiver.
I'm starting Wan'Dale Robinson and Kenyon and Brian Robinson.
I think I am too.
Kind of want Reynolds now.
Reynolds and Robinson, or Reynolds and Wan'Dale, or
I think so. I think I'll take the 2 wide receivers.
Okay, Rick, I think now it is you can see these, right? That one.
Oh, could have just read our chat.
Yep. I saw it after I looked it up. There you go. All right.
We did the cheddar head one though? Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Do you think I will benefit from picking up Odell down the line? Yeah, I think he signs with the team and he could very well. It's going to be a good team, right? With a good quarterback. He's not going back to play with Baker in Carolina or something like that. So
he could go back to the Rams, and I don't think he has a good quarterback or a good offense. So
I don't know,
sure.
man. I don't know. With him coming out this week and he's been kind of bashing the Rams. I don't know. That might be over.
Yeah, he said they gave him some disrespectful offers, is how he took it. So
I would, if you have the spot to put him on your bench, I would do it, but I wouldn't move anything of significance to do it either. The fantasy season could be pretty much over by the time he comes back. They're talking about him coming back in mid-December at this point.
Oh, I thought he could be back way sooner than that.
No, there's a report that came out that he probably won't be back until December. That came out this morning or late last night.
Oh, really? Okay, so I missed that. That's why. Yeah, because I was going to say if it was going to be sooner, I think he ends up with like Kansas City.
That would be ideal. Even Green Bay would be good.
I think the door is even possible that he could end up going back to the Giants. New
York. Yep.
That'd be fun too.
He and Saquon were tweeting at each other.
Yep. So
that'd be fun. He's talent. That's not the question.
Taylor is back with another super chat. Wanting to know London, Sutton, or Josh Reynolds in PPR? Bryce.
Drake London for me. Drake London.
Sully.
Atlanta's going to have to throw today, right? Against Cincinnati.
They got to throw every week, really.
I think it's got to be London, but they might throw 14 times again this week. That's the only problem. But I'll go Drake London.
Yep. London. I mean, even if they only throw it 14% or 14 times, that's still 4 targets for London.
9 of them go to Drake London, right?
All right. Going back up. Pick 2, PPR, Raheem, Brian Robinson, Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, all set at their positions. It's a double flex league. Thanks, y'all.
Pick 2.
I'll go Brian Robinson and Michael Gallup this week.
Yep, me too.
I really like all these options, though. I like Raheem Mostert. I like Tony Pollard, but
I'm going off the rails here and going with Mostert and Pollard because I think they both have good games.
I can't. I like them all.
Sack. I think you need to. It's Gibson, but
it has to be. Yeah,
you're gonna have to look to improve those running backs.
Yeah, Deion Jackson's got like no value that JT's back. So
yeah, that makes it tough.
And Hines too. He's the third back all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he's better than Hines, but
I think so too. But I don't think the organization's going to put him ahead of him.
Did we already answer this one? Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
When Jamison Williams gets off IR, who should I pick up or who should I drop? Palmer, McKenzie, Reynolds, Dotson, Thornton, or Scrotum?
He always calls
Skoronic. It always gets me. I just keep reading and I'm like, Scrotum.
I would.
It's got to be McKenzie, right? Like, I think as much as I liked McKenzie, he's really kind of fumbled that opportunity. And I think Khalil Shakur is going to be the slot guy in the second half of the season. I really do.
That's interesting because I think I would keep McKenzie over all of these guys. I just think that he had one bad game, and I don't think that Shakir's done anything to move him out of that spot.
Two bad games in a row now where he's been dropping stuff and fumbled in the first game.
Well, didn't he fumble and drop last week? Like he had a really bad game. And then
week one was the same way, right? When Jamison Crowder and him like split 50-50, And they both like dropped balls and McKenzie fumbled one. Like, I just feel like he's fumbling it away, and Shakur has looked good when he's got his opportunities. And
that's
Reynolds
that's very valid.
With Reynolds is nothing with Williams back, right?
Right. And
once he gets into the groove of it.
And I don't give a hoot about Skoranek or Scrotum or whatever you want to call him. So that's who I would drop.
I would drop Skoranek as well.
But now, I kept forgetting. I kept not. That wasn't a player to me. It was a Scrotum, and I'm dropping Scrotum.
Okay.
I seriously wasn't even thinking of that as a player.
He just thought you'd chuck that in there for whatever reason.
Like, I don't connect that to Skoranek.
I don't know who else it would be.
I don't
want to know either.
Marco could just be throwing in the word scrotum to get us to say
it's Skoranek. He comes
Marco,
on Tuesday and has to.
Keep your scrotum and drop somebody else.
No, drop the scrotum.
Well, yeah, drop Skoranek, but keep your scrotum. That's what I'm saying.
All right, we got to move on. Pacheco or Mostert?
Mostert by a mile.
Mostert.
Yeah, I'll take Raheem Mostert. Is it Mostert or Mostert?
I don't know.
It could be mustard, and I would take him over
People
Pacheco.
Always telling me that I'm saying guys' names wrong, and I'm like, Harry Carey made a living off of it, so
he sure did.
PPR, Brian Robinson, Pack or Demont. Vikings being on a bye is hurting me this week.
Ooh.
So that's Pacheco is who that is.
Yeah,
Brian Robinson, Pacheco, or Demont.
Monty for me, even though it's a tough matchup, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll also get David Montgomery here as well.
Pacheco's going to score 60 points this week.
I like it. I've got a lot of shares.
No.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, come on, people. This is what I'm talking about, everybody. Calm down.
No. Stop overreacting.
Calm down.
What has someone worse to drop?
What has the RB1 in the Kansas City Chiefs backfield been since Kareem Hunt left? Nothing. Calm down.
Well, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been pretty good this year.
Yeah,
no, he hasn't. But he hasn't.
But he has. He's been pretty good.
He's scored well, but he hasn't been good.
But that's all that matters in fantasy, right?
Sure.
As long as
but he's not going to now.
That's not all that matters. But
Pacheco is going to be, I think, the biggest loser. I think Jerick McKinnon is the biggest loser in Pacheco. I think they flip roles. Pacheco takes CMC, CMC takes Pacheco, and McKinnon loses his little change of pace passing duty. I don't think this is a big deal. That's me.
He's putting up 50.
Easy.
Yeah. Next he's Saquon from here on out.
Yeah. Saquon's going to wish he was Pacheco.
Ross says, thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Drop one, Deion Jackson or Foreman. You're dropping Deion Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
For sure.
Drop both if you have to for Wandale.
Tyrell, you're starting Kenneth Walker.
Ken Walker.
Yes, sir.
Zach says, thank you. No problem. No problem, welcome. Tyrell.
Welcome.
2 questions, lads. Judy or Reynolds? Start 2. Okay, so Judy or Reynolds. Let's just do that one. Let's get that one out of the way.
Judy.
I hate to say this, but I think it's Reynolds.
Reynolds for me as well. Start 2. Mostert, Harris,
Mustard,
Bulletproof, B-Rob, and ETN. Starting 2 out of those. I'm going with.
I am going with Mostert and ETN.
I'm going with B-Rob and ETN.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going with Bulletproof, B-Rob, and ETN. And Marco says it's scrotum. I mean, Skoranek. I didn't know how to spell it.
Hey, as long as you keep your anatomy intact, Marco, that's all that matters, bro.
Right? Hey, everybody, you kept us busy today. From the start till the end, you kept us busy. We did have one more come in. Diego is a beast is the last question. But I wanted to thank everybody for coming out. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't miss any of these. We are live Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with Mr. Bryce up there on the Dynasty Heat Seekers. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern is the Dynasty or the redraft show. And then obviously Sunday mornings, 10:30 a.m. during the season, we have this going on. We've got some cool things that are coming down the pipeline too, guys. I can't wait to share, but a lot's going on over at Roto Heat, and we appreciate all of you for coming out, showing the support on every live stream, videos, everything. We appreciate you. Diego is a beast says Flex, Sutton, Gallup, Schultz, Pollard, or ETN. Gallup.
Yeah, it's Gallup or ETN for me, and I think I'll go Gallup as well.
Taylor says I need you to lose, Rick, in DGen. I'm 4-2 in that league. I guess if I lost in that one, it wouldn't be the worst thing that ever happened, but I prefer not to.
It's going to cost more than $1.99 to have him throw that one, just so you know,
yeah,
Taylor.
Yeah.
So that's to amp that up a bit.
Yeah, that's one of our. Well, the high score gets paid $50 every week. So you know,
is that your Grand Prix league?
No, this is one of the 250s though that we've got.
Can't afford those high roller leagues.
You know, I could until I got into 4 of them.
I'm just in the one.
Hey, but I'm
first pick.
I'm first in one. I'm second. I'm top scorer in another one, even though I'm 2-4, and then I'm 4-2 in the one that he was just talking about. So I only got one of them that are not going well. So 2 of them I have a legit shot at winning.
Need that to continue.
Pick 2 PPR: J-Rob, B-Rob, Jamal Williams, Drake, Hubbard. These are my backs for this season.
I think
You're talking
J-Rob
this week or rest of the season?
But he needs 2 for this week, I think. But these are the backs that he's got for the rest of the season.
I'll take J-Rob and Jamal Williams.
Yep, me too.
I will as well. Sweep that one.
Juju, Pollard, or Dobbs at flex? Juju for me.
Juju for me.
Dobbs, ride or die.
Ride or die.
He's going to go nuts. And you're just going to be coming on this show. Like
He's going to get nothing, and Pacheco's going to get 400 points today.
I'm putting Pacheco in my DFS lineup. Is OBJ worth a stash on the bench at this point? We did talk about this. Depending on who you're dropping, yes, he is worth a stash, but you might not even get him till the playoffs,
I think,
or right before the playoffs. So you know he could help you in the playoffs, though. Like if you're a playoff team that's deep, that can withstand having him rotting on the bench, then I 100% for it. If you are a team that like has to utilize every position because you got to win every week going forward, do not waste that spot on anybody that isn't going to help you until week 15, 16, whatever that may be, right? You got to have guys in there now to get you those points so that you can win to get in there. So it's something it's a luxury, right? To be able to stash OBJ. It's not something that you can just do in any position throughout your league. You got to be in a good spot and be able to withstand not having him. Do you guys agree with that? I rambled.
Yeah.
No, I do agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Kenyon Drake or Kareem Hunt? Drake for me. And then this is the last one. Is it time to drop, trade Chase Edmonds, or do we wait non-PPR? If you are not in a good spot, I would obviously try to trade him first, but I would drop him and get somebody on your roster. It's kind of the OBJ thing again, right? If you can kind of hold him and see if anything changes over the next couple of weeks, then I think you do. If not, if you have to win, you got to get rid of him. You got to get somebody ready to throw in your lineup.
So I just don't see how you can drop him. Like I understand if you're in a bad spot and you need to win, plug somebody else in there. But this man is literally one injury away of being somewhat relevant again, and he's playing behind one of the most injury historied running backs in the last recent memory. So Mostert could drop at any second. He's not going to lose out to Gaskin. He's not going to lose out to Salvin Ahmed or any of those other guys that are there. Chase Edmonds still going to be a relevant player if he gets the opportunity. So yeah, trade him. I don't know what you're going to trade him for, but don't drop him. That's my take.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely. You just can't wait for that injury if you're in a bad spot, right? If you're 1-5 or 2-4 in a redraft league, you just can't wait for that injury to happen.
He's probably on your bench,
those are the. Do what?
He's probably on your bench though, isn't he?
Well, right, but you got to go out and try to find players that can help your lineup. Your lineup's obviously not done well enough to get you dubs. So those are the situations I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you can hold him, then do it.
I just don't think he's a piece that's going to bring you back anything that's relevant to help you at this point.
Right, but
I get what you're saying.
You can get better. You can get better players on the waiver right now to score more while Mostert's in. That's what I'm saying. Is in those situations where you have to win, then I could see doing it. You don't want to. I mean, you don't want to drop them, but in some
I get that. I guess I have too much dynasty on my brain where my waiver wire is nothing at all. Like I'm on my waiver wire, and I'm considering picking me up, right? So
right. But like we talked earlier, like Claypool was on one person's waiver. I would take Claypool over Chase Edmonds. Just
absolutely, up. Yeah. There's 8 and 10 team leagues out there for sure that have waiver wires that are good, even 12s.
All right. We got one more. We got to be quick though, or else people bring in another one. You dropping Rachaad White to start a DST? Yes.
I think you have to.
Yeah,
even at 4-2.
Yep. All right. Again, we thank all of you. It was an awesome crowd today. You guys asked a ton of questions.
Brilliant.
Loved it. Good luck. Get your dubs unless you're playing against me. If you're playing against Bryce, I hope you outscore by 100 points.